I'm doing okay, my friend. How are you?
I'm here. I'm surviving. I'm good. I'm alive, and I'm healthy. That's the important thing, man. So it's a win.
Glad to hear that. I'm in the same boat.
Yeah. I mean, I guess with all this stuff going on, man, how is Theory of a Deadman holding up and doing right now with all of this COVID pandemic stuff going on? Because nobody really knows what to do.
You're right. Nobody knows what to do. It sucks.
Yeah.
However, Theory of a Deadman, yeah, we're doing fine. Actually, speaking of that, we actually are releasing our new single to radio. I believe it actually shipped on the 1st, and I think it impacts on the 14th or something. So we're in the midst of releasing a new single because, you know what? Even though the world has technically shut down, it hasn't shut down. I mean, there's, people still need to be entertained. They need their fixes in some shape or form, and ours is a healthy fix.
Yeah.
So we're like, well, we want to be a part of that. So we're constantly in contact on the phone. We're speaking with fans, whatever it takes. But we're all hunkered down in our own homes. We all live in different cities, but with the technology of today, meaning internet and phone calls and stuff, we can definitely be in contact and still get things done. So,
in Theory of a Deadman, you guys have always been a band that really, your songs have always just made people smile. People, fans love the music. History of Violence went to number 1, I think it was.
It did, yeah.
And which is amazing, because there's been a huge style change with you guys going back to the previous record, and with this big of a style change, sometimes fans don't necessarily latch onto it that well, but fans have really, from what it looks like, fallen in love with the new style of the Theory of a Deadman. I mean, going back to Wake Up Call, what prompted such a 180 in change? You guys kind of started to a little bit on Savages, but not as much.
Well, that was the key, right? We did Savages because everybody, it seemed like, and this is the problem, is that, when you make your first record, you don't have any fans.
Right.
Right? You have nothing. You have nothing to compare it to. So you just make a record that you want to make.
Yeah.
And if it does well, then you're like, okay, great. But then the label goes, okay, well, now you got to do it again. And you're like, and all of a sudden the pressure's on. And it's now you got to make stuff that people want, not what you want.
Yeah.
And so we got kind of stuck in. I feel like we got kind of stuck in that mindset when we did Savages, and there were so many people like, I got to go heavy. You got to do this. You got to do that. That's what we want to hear. And we're like,
right.
Okay. So we made Savages, and we made a bunch of heavy songs, arguably, the heaviest songs we've ever written as a band.
Yep. And
nobody cared. There was like 6 guys that were like, yeah. And then everybody else was like, well, I don't know.
Right.
And so we decided to put Angel on that record.
Yes.
Which was kind of funny that it didn't really fit the mold, but yet that was the biggest song we ever had on that record.
Right.
So we kind of went, oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. So, and we already kind of, and like when we wrote Angel, we kind of had this whole new thing in mind, right? This whole new style in mind. It just it didn't come out in the Savages record. But once we had Angel and it did the numbers it did, it was kind of a wake-up call for us. And that's kind of how we ended up making Wake Up Call. So,
gotcha.
So then we took a chance, and we made something we wanted to make, and our ex comes out and explodes. So it was quite a feat for us, and a lot of sleepless nights, especially for me in the studio. Are we doing this? Is this the right thing to do? It's scary, but big risk, big reward, I guess. So.
Right, and I mean, and I feel like it was. The songs on Wake Up Call and also on Say Nothing, there's so much lyrical substance and so much seriousness behind a lot of these songs. Did you guys kind of feel like you guys kind of got somewhat stereotyped into like the bad girlfriend, the low life style songs a little bit too much, and that was something that made you go in another direction sometimes?
Yeah, it happens. It happens, and it's always in the back of your mind. And
right.
So it was like, we got to stop this. We can't do this. And because at the end of the day, everybody out there will always tell, and they continually, they still do this. Yeah, you guys got to make a Bad Girlfriend. We're like, it's already made, man.
Right.
It's already made. We can't remake it again. We can't make Bitch Came Back again. We can't make these songs. They're there.
Right. And
well, it's good. They're good though. I'm like, I know, and the reason why you like them is because it takes people back to the time when that song was their, you know. So if we put it in another one, it would do the same because it's a different time in their lives, and it's just like and so it's almost like they don't realize what they're asking.
Well, artists grow.
What they're asking isn't really what they want.
Well, and you're not in the same place as you were when you wrote those songs either. I mean, you guys want to grow as songwriters too.
And that's kind of it. And so it's kind of like you're stuck in between a rock and a hard place because what people ask for and what they really want are two different things. But it's almost like they don't realize. And I'm not calling anybody stupid by any means, but I don't think they realize what they're asking. So we just take it upon ourselves to just make the decisions for everybody, and we go, no, this is what we're going to do, and we're going to do it as well as we can and as comfortable as we feel, and hopefully that everybody likes it. And so far, it's been good.
I've heard a lot of people say that this is the best record you guys have put out, honestly. And I've seen a lot of people who I know that weren't even necessarily fans of the band that are fans now because of this record. You know, and there's so many people and another audience that are latching onto it and falling in love with it that it's grown the fan base in a lot of ways as well, which is really cool. But
it has. I've noticed that same thing too. Yeah, for sure.
One song that really stands out to me that I absolutely love is Ted Bundy. I love that song. And it's kind of tongue-in-cheek a little bit with the song title and then the lyrics as well. Was that a conscious thing when you did the song title come first, or did the song come first and it was kind of like a fun sense of humor of it, you know?
No, the song came first. The title came second. It was just a song about, you know, the content of it, and it was like Ted Bundy was like, I know when Tyler was writing the lyrics, he was like, you know, I wrote the lyrics and I went, this is kind of like him. So he named the song Ted Bundy, and then he sent the demo over to me, and I'm like, dude, this is funny.
I love it.
It was just the song was first, and the title came second. So
I kind of figured.
But you know, it's funny. The reason why I laughed when you said that is because none of us in the band ever, when we recorded that song, you know, when we were recording the whole record, none of us thought that song would ever, you know, raise any flag. And so when we put it on the record, and that was it. We released the record. But I swear to God, you have been not one or two, but every single person that has mentioned, you know, one song on the record that I love the most is, and it's like we can't hear it enough now.
Right. And
now every time we hear it, we laugh. And because it was happening when we were on the last Canadian tour, and everybody was saying that, and we would hear it, and I would look at Tyler and start laughing, and he's like, what is with the song? I'm like, I don't know, dude. I don't know, but everybody's talking about it.
Even without the title, I fell in love with the song, but then I didn't even, when I first listened to it the first few times, I wasn't necessarily like paying attention to like the song titles. I was just listening through it for that, and then I looked at it, I'm like, what's the song? Oh, this is Ted, okay, that makes cool, you know, and it's just, it was
tying in. It seems like everybody likes the song, and then they hear the title, and it almost like it raises another flag that they're like, this is cool. Yeah, I mean, like I said, we didn't expect this. We just wrote the song, recorded it, and put it out there. And that's the thing is, you never know. As a band, you don't know what songs people are going to gravitate to or what they're not. And for whatever reasons they do gravitate to, you can't explain why they do or why they don't, why they should, why they won't.
Right.
It's just you put it out and hope for the best. And so far that song's been a favorite to a lot of people. So it's interesting you said that too.
Does that mean we may see that live once live shows finally do start back up?
You know, I guess I mean, the amount of feedback we're getting from that song, it's almost like it'd be a shame not to.
Right. But it's also it's got to be kind of like almost like a relief when you go in this, like we talked about earlier, like you spent so many sleepless nights worrying about like the reaction of the style change, and then fans fall in love with not just History of Violence, but like Ted Bundy and stuff like that. It's almost got to be kind of validating to have that many people fall in love with not just one but multiple songs on this record when you guys go in that direction.
Oh, 100%. And on top of that, Ted Bundy wasn't ever meant to be a single. Our label never looked 2 seconds into it. They just saw History of Violence. They saw our next single, World Keeps Spinning.
Yeah.
They saw Strangers. They saw a few songs that are like, yeah. They didn't say anything about that. Yet the fans are like, no, this is what we want to listen to. So it's nice to know that, because our label, and I don't mean to dog or talk bad on the label. They do a lot of great things for us, but it's funny when they, think that they know what they're talking about, and then the fans are like, this is what we want. And it's like, yes, thank you very much, because at the end of the day, it's always about the fans, always. And so we love to hear their input, and it's nice that everybody seems to be on the same page.
So you came into the band at a really interesting time, kind of. You came in like in between Scars and The Truth Is, which was probably the biggest time in the band's career. Obviously at that time, looking back, it's just the band was blowing up. And I know we don't have a lot of time left, but do you want to talk a little bit about what it was like coming into the band at that point?
Yeah, so I came in 2008. So the band was already, they just finished recording the record, and they were auditioning for drummers to fill the spot. Now, like I said, Robin Diaz already had recorded the record, but no touring had been done. So they were actually in the mix of having the record mixed and mastered, and that's when I came in, and I had to audition. I got the gig. And then I was the drummer I started the very first show on that record cycle. Wow. So basically 2008, April 1st of 2008 was when that record got released, and shortly thereafter we were already doing shows. So I came in right in the beginning of 2008 and toured that entire record for 2.5 years, and then I was asked to record The Truth Is.
Gotcha. Yeah, that was the drumming style is very different now. Going in this style, did that affect how you play or your mindset as a drummer recording these styles of songs? Because looking back 100%. on Low Life, the beginning of that song, there's the drumming, and then a little bit slower this time. How does that affect you?
Yeah, it affects me in a big way, because my style obviously was what you heard on The Truth Is, Savages. That's my style of drumming. Right. I grew up playing that way. That's all I've known my whole life. And all of a sudden we decide we're going to take a massive gear switch and try something different. So what I had to learn was, how do you create a pattern or a drum groove that is effective but simple? Because if you listen to the other stuff, there's lots going on. Lots of fills, not like metal stuff. No. Where it's just like, blast beats everywhere, and you're like, no. But just, there's a lot more going on then than there is now. So I had to literally sit down and go, I need to make these as effective as possible with very little. How do I do that? Right. And that was the trick. So, but I'll tell you what, it was the best thing that could have happened to me, because it forced me out of my box, and it forced me to simplify things. And then when I did that, and then I saw how it worked, it blew my mind. Like, this is incredible. You don't need a ton. You need less. So always, that saying, less is more. It's real. Right. And it works. And so now doing that and creating that vibe on the record allowed for Tyler's vocals to really shine and get the message out. It's big. So in the mix, you can just, it's lyrics and vocals just, man, they're huge, right? Yeah. And our mixing guy was like, dude, this is easy to mix because there's nothing going on. It's so simple. Yeah. Yet it's easy to listen to, it's easy to understand. And I think that's probably why people are liking it, because it's impactful. Yeah. And it's simple, but it's also very, like I said earlier, very deep. Fans can really connect to the lyrics, and it's not like you went a different direction and it's crap. I mean, it's very, very artistic, which, I mean, it's cool. And who would have thought that stuff like this is kind of what we need? It's very relatable right now. Who would have seen that coming? It seems odd that I know that I've had other people ask me, was this? Did you guys foresee? Did you see this coming? Did you guys go back in time, or did you go to the future? I'm like, no, we just watched The Simpsons. It seems like this. Makes sense. He's like, they always, the writer, Matt Groening, or whatever his name is, he's like, they were foreseeing everything in that show, 10 or 20 years. So that's obviously a joke. But Which is like, no, it literally, it just happened. And, you know, the only thing that I think that we did see, like Tyler, you know, he just watched, he was just aware of what was really going on in the world.
Yeah.
And he wrote about it. And it just happened to, you know, when we released everything, it just happened to be at the same time that all this garbage is happening.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we definitely needed it. That's for damn sure. Speaking of the future, man, summer tour. I mean, normally you'd be rehearsing, prepping to get ready to go out with Breaking Ben, Bush, and I mean, Saint Asonia, I think is on that bill. Is that still? We're hoping that still happens. I think, is that still the plan?
So are we. But as of today, we haven't got a call saying it's canceled.
Right.
I'm waiting for that call because I'm pretty sure it's going to come.
Yeah.
But as of today, not yet. We had to postpone our spring tour, however, because
yeah.
You know,
yeah.
I mean, I actually would have left today, I think, for a few days. But
right.
But yeah, so I don't know what's happening, man.
No one
I
does.
don't think it's going to happen, but we'll see.
Fingers crossed that it does, because man, if anything is needed right now, it's a good rock show. You know, and that tour, like when we got the call, like, you know, because we submitted for that tour, and they called back. I'm like, yeah, Breaking Ben, he's on board with you guys. Let's do this. Yeah.
And I was like, man, that's great. And then just the other day, the drummer from Breaking Ben messaged me, and he's like, dude, I hope we get the kick this weekend, this summer. And I'm like, I hope so, man.
No, it's going to be. I'm still keeping my fingers crossed, positive it will happen, but we'll see, man. Hopefully, we're able to catch up over the summer in Noblesville. If not, we will when you hit, because you were going to hit Angola at the Eclectic Room again. And so hopefully, if anything, we'll catch up there. And, dude, thank you so much for taking time today. Stay safe, stay healthy. Give our regards to the best of the rest of the band. And we will see you guys soon.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate that. And all the same to you.
Definitely, man. I appreciate it. We'll catch up soon.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
You got it, man.